A higher-up just made a call that has some fans feeling a little bit down, so we'll see what's that about. We'll also check out some more news regarding Zelina Vega, Karrion Kross, and much more. Starting things with this little but significant change for when it comes to ring announcing. Samantha Irvin has taken over the ring, announcing position on Raw over the last few years, and has already entered her name into the conversation of being one of the greatest ring announcers of all time. Everyone really loves her style, her vibe, and her bubbly personality that shines right through her ring announcing. She's been a fan her whole life. She even recently showed her old childhood bedroom that was decked out in vintage wrestling merchandise, so it's truly a dream come true for her. And one of the things Samantha Irvin invented and introduced to the company was the idea of personalized introductions. Before Samantha Irvin, ring announcers all had the same voice for every single superstar. But Samantha Irvin looks for ways to personalize the introductions a bit and make them stand out from the rest. She does it for Gunther and Imperium. She'll really emphasize their names, and everyone loves how she does it. Even Gunther himself said he was a big fan of her personalized introduction for him, and how everyone loves the time and effort she puts into her craft. The other personalized introduction that went viral amongst the fans was Samantha Irvin's personalized introduction for Chelsea Green. When Samantha Irvin would announce Chelsea coming down to the ring, Samantha would say Chelsea's name in this way over the top style that stretched out some of the letters. Chelsea Green has said on multiple interviews that it was all Samantha's idea and how much she absolutely loved it ever since. Well, during a recent December edition of Raw, fans were quick to notice that Samantha Irvin didn't do her special introduction for Chelsea Green and instead said her name in a regular way. Fans picked up on this and questioned Samantha Irvin on why she stopped that special introduction for Chelsea Green. Samantha did respond to some of the fans' tweets saying that it wasn't her call to make, that the call to stop it obviously came from above. Well, a few days after that, and reports confirmed that it was a decision made from one of the higher-ups for Samantha Irvin to stop the special intro for Chelsea Green. The reports claim that some individuals tried to fight against that decision to try and keep the special introduction, but that fight was ultimately lost. There's still no word on why the higher-up didn't like the introduction so much that they made the call to stop it from happening, but it is something that fans are a bit bummed out about. Samantha Irvin's special introductions were always fun. All of the fans loved it. The superstars loved it. Even Michael Cole a few months ago told Samantha Irvin to embrace her work, and that everyone loved it, but now she's being stripped of one of those big announcing traits that make her different from the crowd. So we'll have to see if the decision will get reverted in the coming weeks, or if these special introductions are really gone for Samantha Irvin after all. Karrion Kross and Scarlett were rumored for months to be a big part of the company's future going forward. And after a few weeks of some mysterious promos, it looks like we're finally seeing what those big plans were for Kross and Scarlett. Like we spoke about last time, we went over what was going on with Karrion Kross. Fans were starting to point out that all of Kross' big opponents from over the last year have all started to break and turn heel. And that was one of the things Kross addressed in this video package from a recent edition of Smackdown. Kross talks about the power of words and how it leads to actions. He recalls his first night back during summer 2022. He pointed out how they placed that hourglass in front of Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Kross says that was a warning that their implosion was coming and how we all saw how that ended. Karrion Kross then goes over every single major superstar that he's faced and how it appears that he caused some major change in all of them. Drew McIntyre turned heel and spiraled out of control. Rey Mysterio broke so much that he hit his own son. Nakamura turned heel, AJ Styles turned heel. Just everyone he has faced over the last few months has changed or done something that's usually out of the ordinary for them. And this isn't the first time we've seen something along these lines. Obviously, what we're talking about right now appears to be very similar to the Fiend Bray Wyatt and his Fiend effect, where every single person who got in contact with the Fiend also changed in a major way that was out of the ordinary for them. The Fiend changed Seth Rollins. Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and so much more. So fans are pointing out those similarities. And since Kross is a big Bray Wyatt fan himself, everyone wonders if that element of this new story for him is a tribute to Bray Wyatt and his work as the Fiend in some way. Lots of similarities there with the Fiend effect that Kross has apparently been giving off this entire time that he's been back. Of course, it goes without saying that there's no replacing guys like Bray Wyatt or The Undertaker, but Kross is definitely giving off similar vibes here with his latest few promos and teaser videos. So the big new supernatural characters going forward in the company to lead the way in that supernatural department appears to be Karrion Kross and Scarlett. But getting back to that teaser video, Kross mentions a cryptic line about needing authors, a clear reference and hint at the authors of pain. Scarlett asks if we can see the vision, and while she's screaming, we get a single-second frame of what most definitely appears to be the authors of pain with Paul Ellering. And it appears the popular fan guess was right. When Kross started using the word "we" heavily in recent weeks, fans assumed he must be leading a new faction. And the other popular fan guess was that the authors of pain would be his first few members. So as of right now, the fans are 2 for 2 on their predictions and have been spot on so far. The authors of pain have had an impressive showing in years past and built a lot of hype back then. They did come to the main roster a few years ago before the pandemic, but you can argue that they definitely weren't used that properly and had a very underwhelming main roster run. But now they'll get a second shot on the main roster as a part of Karrion Kross and Scarlett's very promising looking faction. A lot of fans are giving the entire creative team credit for how they really played this out for the long term. Kross came back, sure he went on a losing streak, but over these last few months, all those people that he faced did end up changing in some way. So it kind of legitimizes everything he was saying and has built a lot of hype and interest amongst this new faction. Just in the summer of 2022, Kross and Scarlett were on their own eyeing down the bloodline at their peak. And now in early 2024, you can argue that Karrion Kross and Scarlett look like they're about to have a more dominant faction than the 2024 version of the bloodline. So it's interesting to see how those tables have turned and how Kross could be now gunning for one of the top spots on SmackDown with this new powerful faction standing behind him. Angel Garza and Humberto have just aligned themselves to join Santos Escobar and go against Rey Mysterio. But some fans have pointed out how this isn't just any random addition to the storyline, that there actually is some reasoning and callbacks here if the creative team decides to use it. Zelina Vega was managing Angel Garza back during the pandemic era of 2020. And they even had some run-ins with Humberto right around that same time as well. So if anyone has information on Santos Escobar's new partners, it's going to be Zelina Vega. It's not some random faction that was thrown together. Santos and his 2 new members all have history either being managed by Zelina Vega or running into her in the past. So it'll be a nice way to have some callbacks to Zelina's era prior to joining the group. And she can play a pivotal role in this storyline by providing all the intel she has on them. If Zelina has managed these superstars and seen them up close, no one knows their strengths and weaknesses more than her. So that should provide Zelina a major role within this feud between Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.